Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enable. Today we're doing Hilchos Tefillah, Siman Kuf Yud Gimel 113. Talks about Dinei HaKriyos and Shmona Esrei Brachos. Supposed to bow down. If you didn't know this, during Shmona Esrei, people bow down 4 times: the beginning of Avos and the beginning end of Avos and the beginning and end of Hodah. I'm going to talk about these halachas now. Aleph Elu Brachas Shochan Ba'avos Tchila V'Sof. Like, the beginning of Shmona Esrei, the first bracha. At the beginning and end. V'hodat tchila v'sof. And modim also at the beginning and the end. V'ibal lishchos b'sof kol bracha b'tchilasa malamin also shelo yishcha. You can't, technically, the halacha is you're not allowed to bow down at the beginning or end of any other bracha. Aval b'msiyas and yachol lishchos. If you want to bow down in the middle of the brachas, that technically you're allowed to, because if you do it at the end, at the beginning of the brachas, so that's over at the takana of Chazal. You're abrogating the takana of Chazal. They said this is the only time to bow down. Don't do any more. Don't do, right? We're going to see at the end of the last halacha that when you want to say praises of God, you should say exactly what Chazal or Masaki and not say any more, because who are you to add on to Hashem? If you're going to add on to Hashem, you should be adding on for millions of years. No one can describe the greatness of Hashem. In the middle of the brachas, they were making takanas of bowing down, so that's choice. If you want to bow down, you could. We just had Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. People bow down a lot during the Shemona Esrei. Zachraynu michamocha, the additions, they bow down also. Strichel niskov shvigil nisav bracha. You have to get up in order to do a real shachavaya for the end of the bracha. Hakagav afagad ba'avos karei b'sof bracha. Mekomakom sarach liskov ma'ar. B'sof zachraynu g'dei nicher nirek shechozer karei mishum chiyuv. Zachraynu is really said right before the end of the bracha. So if you bow down at Zachraynu and you keep on being bowed down at the end of the bracha, it's not recognizable. The kind of Chazal, you're supposed to bow down at the end of the bracha. Therefore, you can bow down for Zachraynu, then pick your head up, and then bow down again. Gimel, HaKareya b'chol koma l'fanecha tishtacha ve'abulecha ulvadcha anachnu modim. These are psukim we say during Tefillah. Seem to indicate you're supposed to bow down. Oba hodad halal berkas hamazon, or berkas hamazon as a bracha of hodah, right? And halal also. Areza maguna. This is not the proper halacha. It's not praiseworthy, the opposite of praiseworthy, disgusting. It doesn't say this is asar, it just says they weren't masakin over here. I would say the distinction between this and Gimel, I think it's asar to bow down at the beginning of Shemona Esrei, other brachos, because they made a takana in Shemona Esrei of bowing down some of the brachos. That means they considered that bowing down at the beginning and end of every bracha, and they said no. So it's also to do that. Here, these are just arbitrary, like MC Asan. If you want to be down in the middle of the bracha, it's arbitrary. This is a little worse because the words are saying everyone bows down to, with Chazal word masakin, so it looks maguna. It doesn't look like the right thing to do. But again, there's nothing wrong with it because there was no takana over here. But it looks wrong because Chazal word masakin. You're supposed to bow down until all of the bones in your spine are bent over. Also, even if you're bending your entire back, your head should not be upright. It says in the pasuk, right? Your head also should be bent down like an agmon. I don't know exactly what an agmon is. Hey, you might think, oh, I have to bend down really far. So bend down where basically my head is parallel with my waist. You shouldn't do that. That's too much. If he's old or he's sick, technically the real chiyuv is just to show that you're bowing down. So even if you just lower your head, that's okay. The Eved, he's showing that really you want to be that and you just can't do anymore. If it's a tsar, you don't have to do it. It's considered a situation with the Eved, you're allowed to be makel. You should, like the Gemara says, you should go down like a stick. When you take a stick, you knock someone very hard. You should bow down like a stick. The Gemara says you should pick your head up like a snake. Snakes, when they pick up, they're very slow. First you pick up your head and then the rest of your body, very slowly, slow motion. Because if it seems like you're picking your body up, it seems like it's a burden for you to bow down to Hashem. You should be bowing down. Halavai, you should bow down to Hashem the whole your entire existence. Zayin, when you bow down, Baruch, you're supposed to bow down entirely. Keep the posture of being bound down, and when you're usually Baruch Atah Hashem, while you say Hashem, you should You should pick your body and your head up. That is a loud noise. I don't know why someone is honking over here. No. You're davening, and someone, a non-Jew, comes in front of you. He has a picture of what a zara, a cross, let's say, in his hand. You're in the middle of Shemona Esrei, you're about to bow down. You shouldn't bow down. It seems like you shouldn't stop your Shemona Esrei. You continue without bowing down, because it looks like you're mishtach with a zara. When you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei, you shouldn't say, like the Gemara Megillah on Daf Yod Ches says, you shouldn't add on the words of Chazal. This is a chiddush over here, the Torah b'shem Rabbeinu Yonah. Chachamim said, this is the praises we're setting up to praise Hashem with. Don't say anymore. If you just want to, in the middle of the day, say how great Hashem is. Some people, they always talk about these things. They're at meals, they'll start telling you how wonderful Hashem is. They'll say all His praises. According to Rabbeinu Yonah, there's no problem. The best thing Rabbeinu Yonah says, you really shouldn't do this technically, but if you want to, you could. But the best thing is to say psukim that already composed by David HaMelech or other places in Nevi'im or the Torah that talk about the praise of Hashem. You shouldn't make up your own stuff. I want to talk in Ian Talina about this last halacha tet based on the Gemara. I don't agree with Rabbeinu Yonah. I'll tell you why in Ian Talina coming up next.